Your feminine heart is a magical, mystical realm into endless divine creativity and a wellspring of feminine wisdom. And today we're going to be diving into the teachings of the rose heart and why I love working with this symbol during vision creation. And so within each woman, there's this rose. Let's imagine for a second that there's a rose inside of your heart, right? And we want to awaken this power center because it not only are we able to receive clear messages as this heart chakra is open, right? We're also able to send out frequency from it as well, like into the ethers, into cosmic universal law, right? Because as we're working with vision creation, we also send out prayers and blessings, right, to align us in the path. And if our heart is closed, well, you can imagine that our signal is not going to be as strong, right? So really, I want to inspire you to begin to awaken this rose heart within you so that you are able to send and receive clear messages from the divine as you're working towards your meaningful vision. And so, imagine with me, you can close your eyes if you want to, that there is a rose inside of your heart space. And I want you to begin to allow this rose to bloom open, soft and slow, revealing petals, allowing it to open and reveal itself to its fullest, most juicy, magnetic expression. And once it's at its fullest bloom, just stop there for a second. And just feel the openness. Now, there is a sort of like a sensitivity, you could say, in the heart space as it is open, right? And that sensitivity is needed in order for us to become clear channels, you could say, of our vision, in order for it to begin to speak to us clearly and us to also begin to speak back to it, right? Because there's an open dialogue that happens as we're working with our vision, as we're working with the seed. And so when we awaken and open our heart center, this beautiful power center of creation, right? The more open our heart is, obviously, the more vulnerable, the more sensitive it is, right? And so that's why it's really important for us to, as we awaken this feminine energy, also at the same time to begin to marry the masculine energy that we have in order to protect that, because we want it to be open, we want it to be soft, we want it to be juicy, but we also need our masculine energy to come online and to protect that openness, so to speak. And so that requires us to have boundaries, right? As we're working with our seed, it's such a vulnerable thing. Creation itself is such a vulnerable dance, you could say, right? And as our heart is open and juicy and we're, receiving messages and we're sending out prayers in order to align us to our highest timeline, one in which our vision has materialized, there needs to be, our masculine energy needs to be extremely focused and needs to have boundaries around our heart space, right? Because it is such a vulnerable, juicy, open center, you could say, and it attracts a lot. Like if you think of a rose and how it's like bloomed open to its fullest expression, oh my gosh, it's so magnetic. It's so magnetic, it's so juicy, it's so hypnotizing, right? And so with that, like, you can attract a lot of things, and you need to be able to say no. Like, your no is so sacred. Your no matters. Like, say that out loud. My no matters. Say that with me. My no matters, right? And especially us as being creative feminine beings, like, we are extremely sensitive in general, right? But then when we're starting to awaken this power center, it's like all types of things become attracted to your light, attracted to your energy. And a lot of times in our childhood or in the past, in different relationships, we weren't allowed to say no. And so reclaiming that, saying no as a part of us empowering ourselves to stay on the right track, on our timeline, on our highest timeline or deepest timeline, depending on how you're looking at it, our no needs to be developed. Our masculine energy needs to be developed. It needs to be in support to the opening and the safety of our feminine heart. And I also want to mention the fact that, as our heart is opening and we're awakening the center and we're working with the vision, and it's actual realm that we get dropped into in this meditative state that I guide the women that I work with to. Our intuition becomes strengthened, right? Because our intuition is part of our heart space. It's part of also our body, and we get to work with that. And we also get to tune into pleasure as medicine when we're working with our heart, our rose heart. And we are tuning into and tapping into different timelines in which we are embodying what it would be like to have our vision come to fruition, and using our body as a tool in order to see what feels right, see what feels good. Pleasure also needs to be reclaimed in this process. So it's not only just about creating a vision, it's about healing so much of our feminine energy that we were made to suppress and made to deny. One of them, like I said, was our no, like our sacred no, right? And another one is our sacred yeses, our pleasure, right? So we need to be very sensitive to that. And we study that in practice through our bodies, and everybody has a different experience, right? My no may not be your no, your yes may not be my yes, but we all are discovering what that means to us. And that's such a reclamation, and it's such a beautiful, divine, tender process for each woman. So it's not just about creating a vision, but it's also about healing the parts of us that we weren't able to express fully. And yes, the rose heart it's awakening the heart chakra. It's not just an organ. The heart is not just even an emotional center. The heart is a power center of divine creativity that can send and receive signals from God in order to manifest your meaningful vision. And I want to inspire you to connect into your rose heart by going into your inner garden. If you haven't gotten my meditation yet, go ahead and listen to that. It will help to awaken this beautiful power center, this magical, mystical power center of your rose heart, in order for us to begin to tend the soil, so to speak, of your inner garden and see what's alive there, what's growing, right? And then we can start to edit and redesign your inner garden, right? And then we can begin to manifest a meaningful vision that feels good to you, that feels like a celebration as you're working towards it, not like a chore. You want to be able to feel alive as you're creating. That's the whole point of life, is to live in joy and to follow your highest joy. Not to say that there's not going to be challenging times when you're creating something that's meaningful. There's tests along the way, right? But overall, you are excited to wake up every morning and create because you're so attuned to this beautiful heart center of yours. And you know that it feels right. You know, the end result is yes, this is for me. This is for us. This is for the world. This is something bigger than me, and that feels so good. It feels so fulfilling. And so yes, connecting to your rose heart, do it daily. It's wanting to speak to you. And that's how you connect to the divine. It's how you awaken your intuition. It's how you deepen into the expression, the embodiment of divine love as a feminine creative being. And if you connect into your heart before you make your decisions on what it is that you're wanting to pursue for your visions, It will bring you so much more clarity and so much more peace as we move along our journey in our vision creation. Awakening the heart chakra is the first initiation into feminine creation for Temple of Creatrix, which is the community of online creative feminine beings that I'm building. We work with feminine inward practices and universal laws in order to get clear on our vision and take action towards something that's really meaningful and fulfilling to us. And there's going to be a hosted live workshop coming up. It's 2 days. And if you are wanting to get on the wait list, there's a link below. So I'm looking forward to seeing you there, and I will talk to you soon. Goodbye.